Hi folks, Eric Lundquist from Green Street's Groundwork Lawrence here, and we're coming at you with a backyard edition of Tree Talk Tuesdays. Today I want to talk to you about how to find the right spot for the right tree. Now, me and my colleague Tennis work really hard to plant about 800 trees a year. And on top of that, when we figure out where we're going to plant them, we've got backup from DCR, who will come out and talk to us about whether or not the tree that we've put in a place is going to live well there and is going to do well there. And while you don't have DCR backup, hopefully I can give you some tips on how to select a good spot for your tree and a good tree for your spot. This one here in my front yard is called the Korean mountain ash. Now, I had the spot picked out before I had the tree. So what do you do when you have some trees that you want, but you're not really sure on the spot you want to put them? Well, that's the case that I had here with my fruit trees. So you can see I have 2 pears right here and 2 apples right here. And if you look there right behind my mountain ash, you can see my living room window and my upstairs bathroom window. And I wanted to get a little bit of privacy in those windows, so I planted something that was going to grow to about a mid-size, get pretty branchy, and have something flashy like that orange fruit that it grows in the fall. I've known for a long time that once I had a little bit of dirt to my name, I would want to have a little fruit orchard. But when I ordered the trees, all of a sudden I was faced with a decision. Where do I want to put these trees? So I got a little bit excited. I jumped the gun a bit, and I ordered some fruit trees before I really knew where they were going. And once I got here, I thought, how do I tell which one needs to go where so that they live good, so that they produce, so that they don't die, so that they don't damage my house? Luckily, a lot of fruit trees have a designation. As you can see right here, this is a dwarf pear, which designate that it's not really going to grow all that much taller, but I can really safely put it very close to my house. You notice that's about 10 feet away from my house and my window. It'll get big enough to produce some pears, but not really so big that you can't reach up into the top to get them. Now, fruit trees can also come under the label of a semi-dwarf, like this cherry right here. And although it looks pretty diminutive right now, it's labeled to be a tree that could eventually grow a lot taller than the other pear that I showed you. Now, by putting the dwarf trees right next to the house and the semi-dwarfs away from the house, hopefully what I can accomplish is getting a nice view out of my kitchen window while putting some shade over the driveway with the other trees, all while they're producing a little bit of fruit for me. That's the idea, at least. Now, if you're planning on installing some new trees, I think one of the most important things you can do is do a SketchUp of your house. I know it's not the prettiest, but after I did this SketchUp of my house, I knew how it looked from above and how I could best visualize where I wanted to put new trees. One of the reasons I really recommend doing this is so that you can figure out where the south-facing sun is coming from. If you know what directions relate to the area you're working with, you know where the sun is going to come from. Now, because the south-facing sun is over here at my house, I know that all of the sun is coming in this direction. Alright, so planting anything over here is going to get shaded by the house during the day, and it's not going to be a healthy spot for a tree to be. After visualizing my whole yard, I knew there was really only one spot that I could put my fruit orchard. Since fruit trees need each other to pollinate, I needed them to be close together. And this spot was really the one that had the most sun. So as you can see, where the fence line runs, I've got 2 cherries, 2 pears, and 2 apples, with the dwarf ones being right here, and the semi-dwarfs being right here. That way, my garden still has plenty of sun coming from this direction. My car can get shaded by these semi-dwarfs, and none of these dwarf-sized ones will grow tall enough to influence my house. No, I don't really mind my fruit trees being in the front yard. If some kids come by and take the fruit, I hope they enjoy it. I was kind of raised in a household where we share when we have abundance, so I hope they do. Also, don't forget to fill out your 2020 census. If you have any questions about the 2020 census, you can go to wearelawrence.org. Hope you all enjoyed this backyard edition of Tree Talk Tuesdays. If you have any questions for us, feel free to reach out to us on our social media right here, or go to groundworklawrence.org. We'll see you next time.